Okay, in this video I'm going to go through inequalities, representing inequalities on a number line and also solving basic equations with inequalities. The thing to remember though is when you're solving inequalities, what I really want you to almost consider is that you have an equal sign and you deal with the inequality at the end. So let's get started on some basic ones. Now you should have done these in year 8. Let's have a look. We've got this point which is a closed circle and it's inclusive of the point -1, and we're looking at this arrow. Now this arrow indicates that it's all values greater than -1. So to represent this on a number line, we can say that therefore x is greater than or equal to -1. Now if you have a look at that, that's worth 1 mark, so you're either right or wrong. Just make sure that you get this thing correct, the inequality incorrect. The inequality correct. Because we have less than, or equal to, and because this point is a closed circle, it means that it's, in this case, greater than or equal to, and then we've got greater than, and of course we also know we've got equal to. Let's have a look at this one. This point is inclusive of 1 and it's non-inclusive of -5. So what we need to do is x is between -5, we always use the smallest value first, and it's inclusive of 1. Okay, so that's worth your mark there. And it's important once again to get these inequalities correct. It's inclusive of -5. It's inclusive of -5, and it's also, non-inclusive of -5 and inclusive of 1. Now what we need to do is do it in reverse. We need to show the inequality of x is greater than or equal to -6. So what we do is we mark an open circle, and then we've got to decide, is the inequality including -6? No, it's not. It is greater than -6, non-inclusive. So we know that greater than is going to the right, less than is going to the left. So what we do is we draw an open circle with an arrow, and that arrow indicates we're looking at all real numbers after, but non-inclusive of -6. Now when it comes to finding solutions to equations, I want you just to basically rewrite out the equation as 7 minus 2x over 3 is equal to -9. And now you look at BODMAS, and what we do is when we're solving these, we work our way from the bottom, and when we're evaluating, we work our way from the top. So if I'm working my way up from the top, I'm going to deal with addition and subtraction. However, this is a fraction. If I could actually write it like this. Now, the best way to deal with this fraction and not have ugly fractions is to actually remove the denominator by multiplying both sides by 3. And if I do that, I cancel it out. And then I've got a simple calculation rather than dealing with fractions. So now what we've got is we've got 7 minus 2x is equal to -27. We've got a -2x here. I'm just going to add 2x to both sides, so that way we're dealing with it on the other side. So now we've got 7 is equal to -27 plus 2x. Now let's get 27 on the other side. So we're going to add 27 to both sides. And if I add 27 to both sides, I've got 34 is equal to 2x. Dividing both sides by 2, we're going to get x is equal to 17. Now be careful. X isn't equal to 17. What's the inequality we're dealing with? We're dealing with a greater than sign. So now at the end, rather than x is equal to 17, we've got to go x is greater than 17. So it's really just the same as solving a 3-step problem, except this time we're dealing with inequalities. Okay, so that's so far pretty much all you need to know with inequalities. The important thing to realise is that when solving equations with inequalities, that you really just deal with the inequality sign at the end and you solve it just like any algebraic equation. In this case, we solved a 3-step problem, and if you can solve them with an equal sign, you can solve them with an inequality. So I'm going to just stop there, and that's a nice short video, but if you can watch this video a couple of times, I'm very sure that you guys will be able to sit your test. Thank you.